So this is a grilled pork and peaches recipe from Men's Health, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago. I have no idea. Grill your pork. It says use bone-in pork chops. That we had tenderloin, that's what we're using. Blue cheese crumbles. Just put the peaches on there, cut them in half, pit them.
On the grill.
Put them on the grill after you get done grilling your pork. Balsamic vinegar, red onion, blue cheese. It calls for pine nuts. We don't do that. They get soggy if you're not gonna eat them right away, so we don't do those anymore. But this recipe is phenomenal for peach season and highly recommended.
Also, if you didn't want to use pork, you could totally use chicken. I think we've done that before and it was really good as well.
I'm sure it's good, yeah.
But this is one of our favorite recipes during the summertime because of peaches, but also it is a fantastic date night in recipe. So we did prep this ahead. Normally we would just slice it up, serve it up all together. We went ahead and cooked for the week, and so I'm going to assemble this and have a bit of dinner, show you how we like to serve this. I just got a text from Brandon. He's at work and he said the pork and peaches is a 100. So I'm excited to have some too. Like I said, this would be really good over chicken as well. This recipe is really delightful. And I like to cut the pork tenderloin into like medallions. And of course this could be, you know, plated up very nicely if you were having date night in. This is so good for a date night at home. It's one of our favorite things to do. All right, so I just sliced the pork into like medallions, and then I'm gonna take these peaches and I'm gonna cut them into slices. And then once more, so they'll be in, you know, bite-sized pieces, and I'm just gonna put them over the pork. Don't worry, my hands are clean. Just wash them. Oh my gosh, I am salivating. This smells so good already. This would also be really good with a little side salad. I'm keeping it real simple here tonight though, so we're just gonna have pork and peaches. Okay. I might do one more peach. These peaches are so good, you guys. They came from a large local farm, Titan Farms, if you're familiar. They ship peaches out all across the country, I believe. I know that Costco carries them sometimes. But the kids and I went on a field trip out to Titan Farms and got to tour their property, and we met some of the farmers, and man, it was really a cool experience. Next, we're gonna add the blue cheese. And you could buy crumbles or whatever you like. I don't even really like blue cheese, but I actually do like it in this recipe. So I'm just going to crumble up some of this. Sprinkle it on top. Brandon did find a version of this online, and so I will share a screenshot of this recipe, and you know, we kind of just do what we want with it, but you can totally, I'm happy to share the inspiration recipe with you. Next, we're gonna add some red onion. I already had this chopped from earlier. And I'm just gonna also sprinkle some of these on top. Add as much as you like. Then we have the balsamic vinegar, and I'm just going to drizzle some of this on top. Oh my, that drizzled out. Good thing I like it. Okay. And there you have it, folks. I know you can't really see the pork under there, but oh my gosh, this meal is so good. It's beautiful, it's flavorful. It hits the spot every time. The flavors are just incredible. I hope that you will make this. It's gonna be one of your new favorite recipes that you're gonna keep on rotation, especially in the summertime when the peaches are ripe. And now for an official taste test. I just popped this in the microwave for a few moments, and I'm gonna get some, oh my gosh, this pork is so tender. That is so scrumptious, so delicious, and it's so impressive. And just with a few little ingredients, it's fresh. Oh my gosh, it tastes like summer. I hope you'll make this and make it for someone you love. And again, if you don't like pork, do it with chicken. I have a ton of peaches left, and I'm about to process some tonight. It is about 7:30, and I think I'm gonna make some more peach salsa. But I'm gonna crack open some to see if it tastes good, to see if I really wanna make more. So let's give a little taste. All right, so I just made this a couple of days ago. All the seals sealed up. This salsa smelled so good while it was cooking. And I've never, this is a new recipe to me. They made this over on that 1870s Homestead, which is one of my favorite YouTube channels, especially for canning and gardening and things like that. You know what? I've said it before. I really need to get one of those jar openers. There we go. Okay. Ooh, it smells good. It smells like peach salsa. All right, let's give it a taste test. I've got these chips. They're the avocado oil, maize, corn tortilla chips from the Siete brand. Let's give it a little try. All right, it smells really good. My initial thought is I'm excited about it. Here we go. That's really good. It's a little bit on the spicy side, but it's really tasty. Tonight, when I can some more, I'm gonna can it in 1/2 pints so that I can share with friends. This is so good. Tonight I'm working with the Presto digital pressure canner, and I love this thing. It comes with a really great cheat sheet. It's laminated, and you can water bath can, so boiling water canning. You can also pressure can. I've done both. It's so easy, and I love this thing. I also have the kind that sits on your stovetop, you know, water bath canner and a pressure canner, and I love this one. I know not everyone does, but I've had no issues with it, and I just love it so much. I'm also not gonna walk step by step through this canning process because I am by no means an expert master canner or anything like that, but I'm gonna show you the rough, I'm gonna roughly show you how to make this salsa. It's really easy. The prep work is the hardest part. I'm using the peach salsa recipe from this Ball Complete Book of Home Preserving recipe book. Here are all of the ingredients that are called for in this recipe. And I'm not going to show you the entire recipe because I do not own this book. Because I don't own rights to it, but if I can find a link to it, I will share the link down below. The recipe does call for cayenne pepper, and since I just tasted the salsa, I think this time I'm gonna leave out the cayenne pepper. It also calls for cumin, which I really like, so I'm gonna leave the cumin. I'm not gonna put the cayenne. Maybe I'll put paprika instead, so it'll still give a little bit of color and a slight flavor. I think I'm gonna do that. All right, in my pot, I've got peaches, cilantro, and garlic. To that, I'm going to add jalapeno, red bell pepper, and red onion. I do wish that the cooking process didn't change the color because these vegetables are just gorgeous together. I'm gonna add 1.5 teaspoons of ground cumin. And I'm just gonna leave them heaping because I really like cumin. And then instead of the cayenne, I'm going to be adding the smoked paprika, and I'm gonna add 1/2 teaspoon. It's gonna give a nice smoky flavor. I think it'll be really good with the sweetness of the peaches. Speaking of sweetness, the recipe also calls for honey and asks for 2 tablespoons of honey. Is that not just the most beautiful? Those peppers and onions, that cilantro, and those gorgeous peaches down there. It smells so fresh and delicious, y'all. All right, and now I just wait and it'll do its thing. Like I said, the prep work is the hardest, and this thing just does the work. It's amazing. I love it so much. I am relatively new to the canning world, and I'm a little bit of a rebel canner. This salsa turned out so delicious, and I am always so excited when I get a chance to get in the kitchen for some canning. I'm so excited to share with you that we ordered from a local, kind of a community supported agriculture farm, and I want to show you what we got. Oh my gosh, it's so heavy. I've got to pick it up with 2 hands. It is so heavy. Here's the haul, and this was the mixed basket from Lane Specialty Gardens. This looks absolutely beautiful. I love that everything is in season, and it's just beautiful. I love summer produce. I'm not sure that I will get to it for this order, but maybe next time I would like to take inventory and then go to the grocery store and put it all in the shopping cart and then compare prices, because I mean, all of this was $30, and I think that between the blackberries, the blueberries, that's almost $20 itself. I would just be interested to see price comparison on what you could get from the store for the same amount of money that you can get delivered to your door. So far, I'm very pleased. This all looks delicious, and I believe we are going to grill this corn tonight. And I'm gonna make a peach cobbler. I've got a couple other peaches. Well, I have a giant box of peaches. Another one, my dad just brought me those from the peach farm, and I'm so excited about them. So I'm gonna be making a peach cobbler. I will link this farm down below. If you're local to South Carolina, it's likely that they deliver in your area. For this peach cobbler, we got 4 cups of peaches. I just pitted them and took the peel off and sliced them up. I'm gonna add a half a cup of sugar, and I'm gonna let this sit for about 30 minutes. And I like to do it in a large bowl so I can mix it all together really well and let all of those juices start developing. Let me show you let me grab a spoon. So here we've got the peaches and the sugar, and as you can see, there's no liquid or anything in here, but as the fruit sits with the sugar, it will draw out some of the peach juice, and it'll make a nice syrup that's gonna sweeten. Together, this is gonna sweeten the cobbler so nicely. All right, so I'm gonna let this sit for about 30 minutes, and I'll bring you back in about 30 minutes. I've got a question for you. When you're in the kitchen, is there a certain type of music that gets you in the mood to cook up something delicious? For me lately, it's been 1990s country music, and also specifically the Judds. So I was playing the Judds while I was whipping up this delicious peach cobbler. So I had to take out the background of this video. That's why I'm going to voice over and just walk you through the things that I'm doing. So far I've added sugar and baking powder to my measuring cup, and I just added some flour. Now in the original recipe that I'm going to type out down below, it's just flour. However, in this recipe today, I was trying out substituting half of the amount of flour with sourdough starter. So that's what I'm doing at this point in the video right here. Now this recipe is my mom's, and I believe she got it from Tea Time at the Masters. It's a cookbook that's associated with the Masters tournament down here in Augusta, Georgia. And this recipe is phenomenal. So anyway, I'm trying out adding in some sourdough just because I love to use it where I can, and I really enjoy the taste of sourdough. And I think it turned out pretty good. However, I don't think there was anything too special about it in comparison with the original recipe. The original recipe is just amazing as it is. All right, here we're going to add the milk. Then we're going to stir it all together. This batter is so easy to put together, and it tastes delicious. Do you like peach cobbler? It's one of my favorite summer recipes. So just to show you, it's been about 30 minutes, and you see all that beautiful juice that has formed down there in the bottom. So that's just from the peaches and the sugar sitting together. I'm waiting on the butter to get all the way melted in the pan, and then I'm going to take it out and we're going to assemble this cobbler. All right, so we got the butter all melted. From here, I am going to add the batter right over the butter. We're gonna get all the batter out. To me, the batter is the best part. I've got to set these out so I will remember this dish is hot. But on top of the batter, I'm gonna spoon the peaches, and we're not gonna stir it. Now, if it was up to me, I would make a large cobbler, but not everyone in my house likes peach cobbler. I know, it's a travesty. And so instead of having like a giant cobbler potentially go to waste, the alternative is that I would eat it myself along with Olivia, but we don't need to eat that much cobbler. So we're just gonna spoon this over top. Again, like I said, we're not gonna stir it. They're not all the same size, the peaches, because I kind of like that. It gives it more of like a homemade look when some are large and some are small. sure we get all that juice in there. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of press them down. I'm not gonna stir. Just a little press down. Oh my goodness, you guys. This is gonna be so good. All right, next we're gonna put it into the oven. It's already preheated to 350, and we're gonna bake it for 35 to 40 minutes until it is crusty, brown, and golden. So let's pop this on in. This is nice and golden brown all the way around the edges. Let me close the oven and give you a close-up. Here we go. This looks absolutely perfect. It smells amazing. It's bubbly. This is lovely. I cannot wait for it to cool off enough to enjoy. Oh my gosh, look at this bubble action right there. This is definitely a crowd-pleasing recipe. Now I did alter just a little bit by adding in sourdough, where my mom's recipe doesn't have that. It's just regular flour. But I will put all of that in the description box below. I'll type out the recipe with notes. Oh my gosh, let's look at the side here. To finish up this video, here are some pictures to just recap everything we did today together in the kitchen. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I would love to have you be a part of our YouTube family. Thank you so much for adding a dash of gratitude to your day, and I will see you on the next video.